Hello, my beautiful souls. My name is Jasmine, and welcome back. If you guys don't know, I am a spiritual leader, a vendor. I do a lot of pop-up sales where I go sell my crystal and jewelry, and I'm always getting questioned, how do I pop up at a festival? How do I get accepted to a festival? X, Y, and Z. You guys are flooding my DMs with all these different questions that you guys want to know. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 things I wish I knew before starting to vend at festivals. This has been my only job for about 3 years now, and let me tell you, everything has been trial and error. When I started, I knew no one who did what I did. I knew no one who did pop-ups or vended at festivals. It was really a trial and error, and even my first ever festival, I didn't even know what to expect. I just knew I had to get my products out there, and I signed up for a local festival. It was literally $150 to apply to do. I went not knowing anything. I had no clue what to expect, but at the end of it, I made over $1,000, and it was really something amazing, something magical. And there is so much that goes into creating the perfect booth and into just vending at festivals. I feel like sometimes people think it's a lot easier than what it actually is and looks like. And in this video, I'm going to share the 3 things I wish I knew before starting to vend at festivals, so you can skip all the trial and error and you can show up to your festival confident and prepared and ready. I think the biggest thing is that not every festival is going to be a financial win. Not every festival is this big, amazing festival, and honestly, I like to say that festivals are a lot like gambling. You put in money to a festival. First you have to apply. Every festival I've been to, there are like 3 different types of festivals. There are the festivals that, one, you literally just pay for your spot, and paying for your spot means you're accepted. They just want you to pay for your spot, you show up, you go. 2 is, which 80 to 90% of festivals are going to require an application. So you put in an application and then you wait a couple of days, sometimes even weeks, to figure out if you're accepted. They could either accept you, deny you, or waitlist you. If you're accepted, you are charged and they'll send you usually an email. But what I have noticed is that festivals are really a hit or miss. They're a lot like gambling, and you never know until you get there, honestly. I've had festivals that I just did one in Florida, that it was a 3-day festival. I paid, I think, almost $700 to go, and they marketed it to vendors as if there's supposed to be over 150,000 people there. Although there was a lot of people weren't my demographic, or it was also a fair. A lot of people were only there for the fair, only there for the music. So in reality, I didn't make what I thought I was going to make. And I even met a vendor friend there who went thinking she traveled from different states to go, and she didn't make what she thought she was going to make either. So it's really not just signing up for festivals, but doing the research. Is your demographic going to be there? I sell crystals and jewelry, so I have to make sure like my spiritual people are there. And it's usually a hit or miss. So it just depends. Do a lot of research on your festival. See who's going. A big thing that I do is go on to like Facebook events and see how many people are interested in going and how many people have like mentioned that they are actually going. And honestly, also, don't be scared to message the event host and ask them your questions. Or even sometimes I'll see vendors who are like going or who have done it in the past, and I'll message them and be like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this festival. What did you think about it? And one thing about vending is you do create this vendor community. You create friends with your neighbors, and we're all here to help each other. And just knowing that every festival is a chance to grow. So let's say you do go and there's not a lot of people, or it's a little slower than expected, have a sign for your Instagram, because I have a lot of people who come to my festivals and they don't buy then and there, but they ask for my Instagram and then place an online order. So always look at it. Even if you're not making physical sales, make sure you pass out your Instagram to every person who comes into your booth, because if they came into your booth, they're obviously interested in something that you have or you called their attention, and they are likely to be a potential customer in the future. That leads me to my second tip, or something that I wish I knew, is how you style your booth really affects who is going to gravitate into your booth. And that is a big one. What my booth looked like when I first started versus now, it is a huge difference. And that is just a trial and error. You know, your first couple festivals, play around with the layouts, see what you have. I see people who do the table in the front, so it's not like people could physically come into their booth, and I noticed those do better than people who physically set up their booth where people can come in. Mine, I do a U shape. So mine is a U shape just because I have so much products and I can't put it out just on one table for people to see. I love the feel of it being like a store. So I make a U shape. One thing that I've noticed has helped is a rug, an area rug that like fills up the space. Although it gets really dirty and I have to clean it very often, I've seen that it helps increase the people who come, the foot traffic, my sales. If you see yourself doing this for a long time, go ahead and spend the money on good setups. Make sure everything aligns and make sure you get stuff that are like eye level height. A lot of people like stuff when they see eye level and just different levelage. So play around with your booth set. For my first couple festivals, I used to do a pre-setup. So like a week before, I used to set up at my house and see what I liked and see what I didn't like. I also like to play off all the senses. So I'll light an incense, and usually a lot of people come in and they're like, the smell, it smells so good, like I had to come in. Play off people's senses, colors, you know, what they see, what they smell, and you really want to make your booth feel like a magnet. You want to gravitate people towards it. This leads me to my third tip. Things that I wish I knew before vending is that vending is not for the weak, guys. Vending is not for the weak, and this goes into like a little more of a look of what vending actually is. These guys, I am usually spending anywhere from 8 to 12 hours at a festival, because it's not just the festival time. Usually I get there 2 hours before to set up, and you have to be there before the festival to check in, sign up, all the different things. And then also you have like an extra hour or 2 hours after to break down and, you know, get everything in. So vending, it really isn't for the weak. And I feel like sometimes people look at what I do and they're like, oh, it's so easy. She just pops up and she puts out her crystals. And no, there's so much that goes into it. And just also knowing the financial risk is that like I can pay, I think the most I've ever paid for a festival is $1,500. And knowing that you have to make all of that back, then make all the products back, it is really a financial risk, but high risk, high gain. And it is not for the weak. You're outside for all of these hours talking to multiple people. And when I used to go alone. So it's like I'll have to have my vendor booth neighbors watch my booth if I want to use the restroom or get food. I would get so busy and caught up in my booth that I would not eat. So first off, pack your lunch. And also, if you want to optimize your money, I would say pack your lunch, because usually at festivals, there's food trucks. The food trucks are not cheap, guys. The food trucks, I would spend anywhere from $15 to $20 to $30 on a meal. And when I could just make a sandwich for $5 at home and bring snacks and different things. And make sure to have your emergency stuff. Bring a battery charger for your phone, bring food, bring water, bring backup water for your water. And another tip, go ahead and buy rechargeable lights. A lot of festivals, especially if it goes to a night festival, they will charge an extra $50 to $300 for electricity, which is the plug-in lights. I've went ahead and invested in rechargeable lights, and that saves me the having to buy electricity. So the rechargeable lights are like $20 to $50. It's a one-time fee versus having to pay for electricity every time you vend at a night festival. So it just helps save me money. So those are 3 things I wish I knew before vending. I hope they helped you. I will definitely be making more videos like this because you guys are so interested. These are things I wish I knew before starting and someone had told me. I love seeing you guys go for your goals, your dreams, and starting those business. Every time I meet someone and they're like, I want to start a business, I'm like, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Right now is the time to do it. And worst case scenario, you just go back to your 9 to 5. I hope that this helped you feel more excited and confident and grounded for your next festival. If you guys have any other questions that you'd like for me to answer or make a video on, make sure to leave them in the comments. Also, make sure to follow me on Instagram, clear.visionlife, and subscribe and follow me on this channel and this journey so I can continue to give you guys these tips and tricks. I love you guys so much, and I hope that this really made you feel confident. And remember that every festival is not going to be a win. You gotta really be your biggest supporter. So continue to keep going, continue to keep trying, and you guys got this. I love you guys so much. And yeah.